In this video, we're going to be going over the 7 sinful and 7 heavenly features in GTA 5 Online. That is right, Rockstar Games have provided us with over a decade of memories in GTA 5 Online. Some of them are better than others. With each update that we've gotten throughout the years, it's either made the community incredibly happy or incredibly mad. So in today's video, we're going to go over the 7 sinful and 7 heavenly things in GTA 5 Online. Let's get into it. So I want to end this video with some positivity. So I'm going to start off with the bad. So in no particular order, the first one, I would argue, a lot of people would say this is probably number 1 anyway, is the orbital cannon. The orbital cannon came with the Doomsday heist in December of 2017. When you purchase the facility property, you're given the option to purchase the orbital cannon for $900,000. And it quickly became a griefing tool, costing $500,000 if you wanted to shoot it at people manually, or $750,000 to have it auto-aim on them. Now, on the surface, this doesn't seem too bad because A, who has the type of money to just be throwing that around? That's a lot of time that you've spent grinding out this game to be able to just spend on killing one person. But it also had a 48-minute cooldown, so it feels like you'd be wasting your time doing it anyway. That is until hackers got a hold of it. We all know hackers and modders in GTA Online has been an issue for a very long time. And for a while, they were using the orbital cannon as their weapon of choice just to annoy people. Why this thing was introduced to the game at all is just beyond me. I don't... It's such a stupid thing. I mean, just thinking realistically, where is Grand Theft Auto Online gone to the point where we have orbital cannons? It is definitely one of the worst features in the game. Anyway, let's move on. Speaking of worst features in the game, next up we have the Oppressor Mark II. Now, where the Oppressor Mark II can be an incredible vehicle, and I would say most people that grind out honestly in this game use this as their vehicle of choice. It is super easy to get around the map, it's convenient, and it packs a punch. But when this first came out, it was a griefer's dream. Now, you didn't have to be a hacker or a modder to get this or to use it consistently. You could just be anyone, and I think it was 4 million when it first came out, so the price of entry wasn't too high. And this thing's lock was just insane. It could lock on anything, anyone, and you could just unlimited spam missiles at people, and it was just the worst thing. I remember I quit GTA Online for like 2 years because every time I logged into the game, as soon as you saw there was an oppressor in the lobby, or you saw on your mini map or in the map that there was one of those things flying around, you knew the chances were they were up to no good, and it completely ruined the game for me, and I'm sure multiple other people. And at that time, being able to be in your own lobby, like an invite only like we have now, wasn't really a possibility. You could do it by doing workarounds, but for the most part, you were stuck in public lobbies with these things flying around, and it was awful. Now, they have since been nerfed quite a lot. You still get the odd griefer going around in them, but now most of the cars in recent updates, they've added the Amani tech, so you can have missile lock-on jammers on them. And they've also nerfed it so you can only have 20 missiles maximum inside of it. So it is much better, and I still use it, and the people that used it honestly to grind missions and get around the map fast can still use it the same way as they always did. But the people that were just jumping in to make people's days a misery, those days are kind of gone, but it still happens every now and then, but nowhere near as bad as it was. The next thing we're going to talk about is bunker research. Now, this has been in the game since they released the bunkers, and essentially what this is you can choose between either making product with your bunker or doing bunker research. There actually is an ability to split it up, but I would say most people choose one or the other. Now, why is this frustrating? Now, the main reason that this is just so frustrating is because of the time and effort and energy that goes into just unlocking something. There is abilities to speed it up, but then you have to spend your precious money, and then even once you've unlocked it, you then have to pay for it for the most part as well. But I would say for me personally, the reason I hate this, and I think the reason that Rockstar hasn't brought it back for any other businesses in the game, is because it was also random. You couldn't pick and choose what you wanted to unlock. So you could have somebody that happens to unlock something really good, and then you could unlock like a skin for something. So unless you spent all of your time doing research, it could take you forever to be able to unlock the full catalog of bunker research. And for that reason, I just think it's frustrating. Maybe there's a lot more things in this game that you would disagree with and say, no, this is more frustrating. But for me, just as a feature in the game, the fact that it's completely randomized is just annoying for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Next up, something I think we can all relate to is raids. Raids on our businesses that have product, whether that's your bunker business, your special cargo warehouses, your MC Club businesses. All of these have the ability to be raided. And not only that, the more product you have in it, the more chance you are going to be raided. Again, just a completely frustrating thing. And the thing that I think annoys me most about this is the fact that the more product you have in, the more chance you'll get raided, meaning the more time and effort and energy you put into it, the more chance you're going to lose everything. And not only that, a raid could happen, and I wouldn't mind it if you lost like 10%, 15, 20% of your product, but you can lose all of it. And on top of that, something that I think is really frustrating is a lot of these businesses, you can upgrade these businesses to have extra security. In my opinion, if you pay for the extra security, you shouldn't be raided, but you still have the possibility to be raided. So for me, raids in this game are frustrating, especially since it still happens to this day. We know about the ghost raids where your businesses will be raided and it won't even prompt you or alert you to let you know it's happening, and you can lose all of your product. Now, fortunately for me, that has actually never happened, but I know it happens to a lot of people in the community. So let me know what you guys think about that one. Do you agree with that? In the comment section down below. Next up, one that is just kind of frustrating, to be honest with you, and that is trying to become a CEO or an MC Club president in a public lobby. I think we've all tried and failed multiple times. We jump into a lobby, we try and become a CEO, and it says that it's full, basically. There's too many of them, and they can't add any more. Now, I know we can play in invite-only lobbies now, but back in the day, before the invite-only was an option, you didn't have that ability, and you would go into a public lobby and you had to sit there and wait around, or you had to constantly switch between lobby. And I know there is the trick. It's not really a trick, but you can just go into like an invite only lobby, become CEO, and then try and go into a public one. It'll automatically make you CEO there as well. But a lot of the time that doesn't happen. If there's still a full amount of CEOs in that one, you will just be disbanded. You won't be CEO and MC Club president. But for me, it was frustrating because you guys know I sell a lot in public lobbies because that's where you make the most money. And you find a lobby finally, right? The more people in it, the better, so you can get the bonuses. And it's so difficult to just try and become a CEO. I don't understand this. I feel like this day and age, there should be the ability to, I don't know. I know why they do it, supposedly. It's because you can't have that many CEOs running sell missions and things like that at once. But there's got to be a new way to do this in GTA 6, please. Because that is it's just one of those little things that every day to day doesn't bother me. But when it actually comes to doing it and it happens over and over and over and over again, I know it drives me crazy, so I had to put it on my list. Next up, we have one that isn't too crazy, but calling Lester to get rid of the police. Now, we all know if you have the police after you in GTA 5 online, Lester's always like, oh, you can call me and get rid of You call him and you can get rid of the police for a small fee. But I would argue 9 times out of 10, when I actually want to call Lester, he's always unavailable. Like, just always, like, what? How come you have this ability to call to get rid of the cops when it's convenient? Like, there are so many times in this game that I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna call Lester then. It's like, well, I'm sorry, I'm not available right now. Oh, sorry, I'm not checking my messages. I love the feature. It's a great feature, but it also sucks because when you actually need it, they make it so it's not available. Because let's be honest, doing day-to-day things, you don't care if you have a little wanted level or something. You don't really call him. But when you're doing something and it's like, oh, you need to lose the cops, and then you call him and he's like, not available right now. Why? Why aren't you available when I need you? Let me know again what you think in the comment section down below of this one. It's not something that's like always annoying, but again, when it happens, it's frustrating. And it just doesn't make sense to me. The consistency on some of these things doesn't make sense. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, our 7th sinful feature in GTA 5 Online has to be, in my opinion, the car prices. This doesn't make sense to me at all. You can buy a Mini Cooper for like $1.4 million, and then you can have a supercar Koenigsegg that costs less than it. You can have a wagon that's way over $1 million, and then some beautiful cars that are way less. And then you can have some cars that are just ridiculously overpriced and aren't even that great in game. Now, for this one, I think it's just a product of Rockstar's own mistake. I think when they started this game, as you guys know, the Adder, which was based off of the Bugatti, the Veyron, that was the most expensive car in the game. It was $1 million, and that was wild, right? And to be fair, when this game first came out, the Bugatti Veyron was realistically the most expensive car at $1 million. And since then, now cars cost $2, $3, $4, $5 million. So I get that. But they've created this completely artificial system where, because they've priced things so high now you get new cars, like I say, like a Mini Cooper, and they're like, oh, this is 1.2 million. On what planet is a Mini Cooper $200,000 more than a Bugatti Veyron, Rockstar. I know some of these are older cars and things like that, but they need to figure it out for GTA 6 how to do it. And honestly, I think they may... This is what I would think they would do. I think it would be smart, is have it be more of an interactive price thing where, like, realistically, when the cars first come out, maybe they cost more, and over time, maybe they depreciate. And maybe some older classics that maybe they'll remove cars again like they've done in GTA 5. But maybe some classic cars will be more expensive because they were out. Let's say they released it on launch, and then a few years later, 5 years later, those cars aren't for sale anymore because they're not brand new cars. Those cars maybe they'll go up in price because they're not available as much anymore. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they've got to figure out the pricing in GTA 6 because right now in GTA 5 Online, the prices just do not make any sense. It's like they just slap a sticker on it. Like, okay, we'll just do this for this, this for this, this for this. You shouldn't have multi-million-dollar just everyday cars. It doesn't make sense to me at all. So that's our 7 sinful features in GTA Online. Now let's move on to the good things, the good features, the heavenly features in GTA 5 Online. So starting off with something I talked about previously in the bad things, and that is invite-only lobbies. For the majority of GTA 5 Online until recent times, they didn't have invite-only lobbies. There was ways to try and manipulate it so you could get into a lobby by yourself, but for the most part, you couldn't do anything by yourself, which I totally understand. GTA 5 Online is a community-driven game. They want you to be in it together and to experience, you know, PvP and working together as a team and a group to get things accomplished. But there is a lot of solo players, and when all the griefing started happening, specifically with the Oppressor Mark IIs and orbital cannons, Rockstar, it just made playing solo not very fun in public lobbies. So they introduced the invite-only lobbies. I don't think they're going to do this for GTA 6 for at least for a while. I'm sure they're going to try and figure out a way to work around it and make it happy and good for everyone. But when it came out in GTA 5 Online, it was well welcomed, specifically for solo players. And another one that kind of goes off of this is invite only or switching lobbies to change your spawn location. It's essentially fast travel around the map, but you do it by switching lobbies. Now this one, when I was trying to come up with this list, I was thinking about what do I use most often, that if it was taken away from me in GTA 5 Online, I'd be like, no. I've got so used to this. It is such an incredible tool that I use every single day. And this is one of those things, being able to fast travel by switching lobbies. Now, I love this feature, but I'm sure Rockstar Games doesn't like it. If they liked it, they would just make a fast travel option within the game where you can just click. Like, let's say you're in one of your businesses, you can say, I want to go to this business, and it'll fast travel there, instead of actually physically having to leave the lobby and join another lobby. Like, I feel like Rockstar doesn't like fast travel. They like you to be immersed in the video game. We know this from Red Dead Redemption 2. They like, again, for you to be able to roam around the map. Now, you can fast travel in that as well. But for the most part, and understandably, they want you to be able to roam around the map. They want you to take your time. Rockstar is notorious for time sinks. They like you starting off a mission on the bottom of the map and having to go all the way up to the top of the map, only then to come all the way back down again. They want you to be in the game for as long as possible, and making things take longer is their preferable way of doing that. Even though I do think this is going to be gone in GTA 6, I do think they're going to have to come up with something, but I think for at least the first few years in 6, we're not going to have this ability. But for now, it's a feature that I do enjoy nonetheless. All right, let's move on. Next up is quite a simple one for me, but it's requesting ammo, or just going into your interaction menu, going to the ammo, and being able to fill up all of your weapon ammunition right from your interaction menu. Now again, this is me personally thinking about what do I use very often in the game that I love as a feature, and that is one of them. Just because we're 10 years into this game, right? I want to be able to just do things as fast as possible and just be as convenient as possible. But I do see the side that's like, you know what? It is a little bit more immersive if I have to drive to the stores to restock my ammo. I do honestly think that's more fun, but just as a player that likes to grind out and get things done as quick as possible, I love the feature, but it's not, again, I don't think this is going to be in GTA 6, at least for a few years. Probably they're going to hold out as long as possible, because they don't want this convenience. But the convenience for a player like myself that's been playing for a while, that wants that convenience, it's great. But I don't think we're going to have it in 6. And I don't think I would mind. I do like the immersion style of games when they do things where you have to go and, you know, physically buy things in order to acquire them, instead of just being able to do it through an interaction menu. But you'll notice a lot of the good things that are on my list here today are things that are just quality of life, that make my life easier. And being able to just get ammo on the go is one of them. Next up, and arguably my favorite, because I am a solo player, is having the ability to choose between doing things solo or doing them as a group. Now, we all know the Diamond Casino heist. I love that heist, but I honestly would love to be able to do it solo, but it's not available. You have to do it with a group. But then more recently, they introduced the Cayo Perico heist where you could do it solo. Now, if you did it with a group of people, you would get paid more money because as a group, you could collect more of the reward, more goods. But either way, the fact that we could choose to do it solo, in my opinion, is great. Same thing with the Cluckenbell Farm Raid. You can do it by yourself or you can do it with others. Now, I do feel like this is a controversial one a little bit. And I do understand why. I think Rockstar Games wants to make things community driven. They want people to come together, and in order to be able to accomplish something, you have to team up as a group and be able to do it. That's kind of been their stance since GTA 5 Online came out. Like I say, with the Diamond Casino heist, that is great. But if you're somebody that doesn't have a lot of friends that you can play with, or maybe it's a timing issue, like you have all the friends to play with, or maybe you're at work or you're at school and you just can't link up, then you have to rely on random people. And that's where it gets kind of tricky because you can't really communicate with each other. Maybe some people have no idea what they're doing. Maybe some people deliberately just try and make your life miserable. So it just means you can't do it as you would like to do it. But obviously doing it with friends is the best way to do it, even more so than doing it solo. But we don't all have the schedule to be able to align to be able to do that with friends. Now, I know they don't want to make this like a single player GTA Online thing where you can do absolutely everything solo. I understand that, but I do like what they've done, given the ability like Cayo Perico heists. When that came out and you could do it solo, I was just like over the moon. That is just, we don't have to have every heist solo, but I like the way they've done it. And I like that the Cayo Perico heist is solo friendly. I do that heist more than anything. I absolutely love it. It's my favorite thing to do in the game. And I honestly, if it wasn't available to do solo, I wouldn't even do it a 10th of the amount that I do it now. So having solo friendly things in the game, I think, is a great feature in GTA 5 Online. The next one is the weapon wheel, snacks, and armor. Now, this, believe it or not, is a newer feature in the game. We're talking the last, like, what, 3 or 4 years ago it came in. So it definitely, we had like 6 years of GTA Online before we got this. If you don't know what this is, in your weapons wheel, you can literally just hold up and you can hold down or whatever it is, and you can equip armor and health from right there. You don't have to go into your interaction menu and go to snacks and armor and then go down and eat them. You can just do it really quickly from the weapons wheel. Now, this is something I know almost everyone that knows, well, I would say 100% of people that know about it. There's probably some people that still don't know about it, but everyone that knows about it uses this all the time. Whether you're doing a heist, whether you're doing any sort of missions, when you're in public lobbies or doing anything, as soon as your health goes down or armor goes down, weapons wheel, boom, get it full again. This was a very small feature that they added. Very simple, but it made a massive difference. And I think that's a great feature that they've added and a great feature in GTA Online. And again, thinking about things that I love in this game, if that wasn't there and it was taken away, it would suck. It would just suck. Let's be honest. Next up, a great feature that I love in GTA Online is no business money making. So what do I mean by that? So if you've been watching my new series where I'm starting off as a level 1 in 2025, I'm trying to focus on newer businesses. And more recently, we have a few businesses that you don't actually need to purchase or own in order to make a ton of money from them. The first one being Vincent. You can go up to Vincent, you can start some missions specifically being the Cluckenbell Farm Raid, and you can do all of this either solo or with randoms or with your friends. But this thing pays out $500,000 every 48 minutes. It has a 48-minute cooldown, and that's $500K. And the first time you do it as a new level player, you get $750,000. This is a great way to make money in GTA Online, especially as a new player, without having to pay millions for a business to start it up. And there's more. Just 2 years ago, we also got the DAX missions, the Fooligan Warehouse, aka the First Dose missions. Now, this gave you ability once again to either do this solo or with other people, and you didn't have to pay for it. You make a lot of money doing it, and you get a free acid lab. You just get a business, and you can start making money, and you can start using it just like a bunker. You fill it up, and then it makes products for you, and then you can sell it. And it's also a mobile business. So unlike the bunker, where it's in one specific location, this is something you can drive around, park anywhere, you can request it to come to you, and you can do your sell missions from anywhere. It's such a cool, versatile, user-friendly, beginner-friendly, veteran-friendly business that you don't have to put any investment in to start it up. Now, there is updates you can do to it to make it even more profitable, but just as a base thing, being able to get this for free, it's incredible. So no business money making, meaning Clucking Bell farm raids and like the Acid Lab, things you can do that you don't have to pay for. Like there's no cost of entry. I think those are great. I genuinely, I think it's a great feature that they've added. And this is, again, newer over the last few years. And last but not least, we have app businesses. Now, again, this is brand spanking new. This is literally from the Agents of Sabotage DLC that just came out, the Darnell Bros Garment Factory. And I can only assume this is tests, right? I've said it in a video recently. The last few DLCs or over the last few years, feel like it's them testing things for GTA 6, seeing how the community reacts, seeing how it works in games. Do people take advantage of it, or can they take advantage of it? Do people use it? Do they not use it? Do they like it? Do they not like it? And this is one of those things. If you don't know what I'm talking about, with the Agents of Sabotage DLC, we got the Darnell Garment Factory. And this is the first business that we got where there's an app in your phone now. So you don't physically have to go to the location to start up these missions. You can simply just go into your app and it pulls up just as if you were on the computer in the warehouse. Now, this does kind of make sense, as obviously over the last decade of GTA Online, technology has changed. We probably could do everything through our phone now, and we have apps for everything. But I'm not sure how this is going to translate if every single business did this, because again, this is a quality of life thing, just like being able to purchase ammo through your interaction menu, or being able to fast travel by switching invite-only lobbies. Even the central business terminals that we have in the arcade and now in the Terabyte, where you can manage all of your businesses from one location instead of having to go to them all. This is similar. Now we're going to be able to do it just through our phone, no matter where we are. Now, this is something, once again, that is a great quality of life improvement, especially if you're somebody that grinds out, likes just doing things as fast as possible without wasting any time. This is a great thing, and it's great for me, and I'm sure a lot of people love it. But I can't imagine what it's going to be like in 6 if we just have dozens of apps for all of our businesses, because it kind of goes against how Rockstar makes their games, where they want you to be immersed in the game, like I've said earlier, and have to go to all of these locations. If you could just sit and do everything from your phone, why would you go to the Darnell Garment Factory ever again? You know what I mean? So I don't think... I think these are great features, and I think they're great at the end of game cycle, right? We're 10 years into this game. 6 is right around the corner, but I'm just not sure how they're going to implement this into GTA 6, because I think a lot of the things that we're getting now is quality of life improvements, but it takes away from the immersion of the game, and I don't think they want that. So it'll be interesting to see. And I do have a bonus one, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't really a feature. This is just how Rockstar does it, but it's the weekly update. Every week in GTA Online, we get a weekly update. Every Thursday, we get new discounts on things, on businesses, on cars. We get bonuses that we can collect. We get new wheels or podium vehicles. We get new things at the LS car meet. We get new guns in the gun van. We get removed cars that come back and, you know, come and go. So the weekly updates is a great feature. It's not something that's necessarily in-game, but this is a bonus one. And I think Rockstar is what keeps the game alive year after year. Being able, year after year, week after week, being able to log in every week to have something different, even though it's not like a big DLC or big update, just having something different every week to bring you back. I absolutely love it. Maybe it's biased as a content creator. It keeps it fresh for me, but it also keeps it fresh for me as a player, as somebody who loves GTA Online and loves all the Grand Theft Auto games, the entire franchise. Having something every week just keeps it fresh and exciting. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for my 7 sinful things and 7 heavenly things in GTA 5 Online. I'd love to know your opinions in the comment section down below. Let me know, what are your 7 sinful things, or what are the sinful things or the bad things in GTA 5 Online? What do you love? What do you hate? Let me know if I missed any. But either way, Rockstar Games, love you. Love GTA Online. Love Grand Theft Auto in general. Cannot wait for GTA 6. Let's fingers crossed, knock on wood, that we're going to be getting it at the end of this year. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, turn on notifications, and I'll see you tomorrow as always with a brand new video. Goodbye.